It takes a village, and this is our village. Now, if you've attended our events before, you know that while we're often focused on honoring volunteers, companies, and organizations, we always want to remind ourselves why we do this work. To help us remember this, I'm proud to introduce Anthony Howard, a man who was once a little brother and is now a big brother as a volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Cincinnati, one of United Way's partner agencies. A real-life example of why every bit of work you do on behalf of United Way and our community is so important. Anthony Howard.
Everybody, my name is Anthony Howard, and I was once a part of the Big Brother Big Sister program. So today I want to share my story with you and give you about 3 points that I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about how I started with the program, my relationship with my big brother today, and what I kind of did to attempt to give back to Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I was raised by a single mother all my life, actually. So at the age of 13, she decided to enlist me in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. During that time, my brother and I, we were faced with many men that came into our life and kind of walked out, you know. So we were kind of hesitant about the program, like, is this going to be another situation like that? And we were kind of hesitant. So my mother, she mentioned to my brother and I that Sean Casey, which was a first baseman for the Reds at the time, that he was a part of the program, but she didn't mention to us that he was matched with a little. So to get us to be involved in the program, considering that we were baseball players at the time, she said, "Hey, Sean Casey's in the program. He can eventually be your big brother." And she kind of misled us, to say the least. My brother right now, he's a baseball player at Bowling Green. He's finishing his last year, and I sat the bench at UC for 1 year. So, and that stays in this room. Everybody else thinks that. Everybody else thinks otherwise. So, back to my big brother. So my big brother, David Spaccarelli, amazing guy. I would pick, no offense to Sean Casey, I would pick him over Sean Casey any day. Amazing guy, amazing guy. He's helped me with everything from my first interview to getting the job that I had today at Deloitte & Touche. So I really appreciate all that he's done for me, and I aspire to be like him one day. My current relationship with David, he took me on as a mentee at the age of 13. I'm 24 today, and he still communicates with me to this day at the same amount of times per week. Nothing has changed. I go to his family's house every Thanksgiving and Christmas to spend quality time with them, to catch up with them. There's a family vacation that I started attending, so they go to St. George Island. I do that with them as well, so that's a plus. So David gave me a challenge after I got my job with Deloitte. He said, "Anthony, you got your job. You made it. I challenge you to give back to the program." And to me, I didn't know exactly what that meant at the time. Giving back to the program at the time wasn't meant for me because I wanted to excel at the job that I just obtained at Deloitte. So I didn't know exactly how I could give back. So he revisited that topic about 3 months ago, 3 months after he said that. And he said, "Anthony, okay, you've been at Deloitte 3 months. You got your feet wet. You know what to deliver. You know what's expected of you. You need to give back." So I got involved in the program, and now I'm a big brother. And thank you. And I've been paired with a 13-year-old young boy. His name's Brian Champion. He's a very smart guy. And I always thought to myself, how can I walk in David's shoe steps? How can I mentor this young boy to become something that I've become, you know? I didn't think I can be an impact as David impacted my life. So about 3 weeks ago, Brian's mother called me. This is kind of a personal story, so I don't want to go into too much detail. Brian's mother called me and said, "Hey, Anthony, Brian's not doing so well in school. He's having some behavioral issues here and there." So we just had a meeting with the principal, and I asked him a question and said, "Hey, Brian, do you miss Anthony?" Because he wasn't responding to anybody. I just recently moved to New York, by the way. I was born and raised in Cincinnati. I got my first job offer in Cincinnati, started in Cincinnati. Then I relocated to New York. So I mentioned to Brian, like, "Hey, Brian, you have a couple options. You can continue to be my big brother. I can continue to be your big brother, or you can be matched with someone else that's within Cincinnati." And he says, "Anthony, I want to stay with you no matter where you go." So we decided that we would continue our relationship. And then 2 weeks after being gone, his mother contacts me and says, "Hey, Anthony, I think Brian misses you." So they had a meeting with the principal, and like I said, he wasn't communicating. And Miss Williams asked Brian, "Do you miss Anthony?" And out of like a couple of days of not communicating with anybody, he just breaks down and starts crying. The reason I tell you this story, and the reason why it means a lot to me, is because I was in a similar situation like that, to where I felt like I couldn't talk to a lot of people, and to see that somebody looks at me like that, it means a lot. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Big Brothers for giving me that opportunity to give back to someone that was in a troubled situation like myself, you know? Sorry, the speech, I didn't mean it to go this way. There's two beautiful women here, two intelligent women that I would like to thank, and that's Deb Haas and Kathy List. They constantly praise me for what I've done, and I try to tell them, like, this is not an option for me. I'm just doing what I need to do, you know, doing my job, because you guys took care of me. It's like I look at this program and those two as parents. So when your parents get older, you don't look at it as a necessity to take care of them. It's your responsibility. So these are my parents. This program is my parents. So I look at it as a necessity to give back. This is my family. So with that being said, thank you for listening to my story, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.